Hello, today's video is a fun list of completionist activities in Old School Runescape. If you're ever bored or just want things to do to feel like you've fully completed the game, you can follow along and do these. I'll leave a link in the description to the spreadsheet I found online that I got all of these from. It's a general completionist spreadsheet with stuff like completing all of the quests and defeating champions and getting skilling outfits and pets. But there are some activities I thought were really interesting and I'd never heard of them before. So that's what I'm going over in this video. A lot of them require completion of quests, but they're not too difficult. The first one is collecting items that are used during quests in obscure locations. One is the smash table in Morton that gives you 2 Terramins and a rogue's purse. This is useful during the Shades of Morton quest, but can be obtained after the quest too. In the underground pass just after going down the first well, there is a crate to the west. I believe I've already gotten its contents on this account, but it's supposed to give you 2 salmon and 2 meat pies. Of course, this is more useful during the quest. At the start of the underground pass during the quest, Koftik will show you a book he found called The Diary of Rondas, but after the quest, it's obtainable from the Grand Library in Privlenos. After starting the quest Darkness of Hallowvale, you can search the broken rune case in the Meyerditch lab for some runes. I may have already done this as well because I didn't get any runes, but it's supposed to give you 1 law rune, 3 fire runes, 3 air runes, 1 water rune, and 1 mind rune, which is useful during the quest because you can use the law and air runes to cast telekinetic grab on the book nearby. I showed this in a group Iron Man video, but after Cabin Fever, you can claim 10k from Bill Teach. After Client of Corinth, you can talk to Veos for a couple of Easter eggs. But if you've done a Kingdom Divided, you can't do this because he currently doesn't exist anywhere in the game. So I'm sorry I couldn't show this properly. If you talk to Veos with an activated Ring of Karos, he tells you that his client is Zarek. Another Easter egg that I don't think was actually on this spreadsheet is about his dog. If you use wolf bones on Veos, he talks about his pet wolf, Copper, who is killed by foxes. After this dialogue, you can kill foxes for the collar and give it back to Veos. Afterwards, using wolf bones on him gives a bit happier dialogue. After Anokra's Lament, you can pay 1 mil to Lazim for unlimited charges in your Amulet. After Fairy Tale Part 2, you can talk to the cosmic being in the cosmic plane and ask her name. Good luck pronouncing that. Fortunately, she says you can just call her Bub. She also has some other cool dialogue. I recommend talking to her. After the feud quest, you can pay the Street Urchin back for his help during the quest and ask him to distract another villager. However, this doesn't work anymore. Also, after the feud, you can tell Ali the barman about the poison drink, and he gives you a free beer to thank you. After the Fermentic Isles, you can speak to the woman who owns this restaurant for access to her contraband yak produce shop. If you paid her taxes during the quest, you get access to the shop for free, but if you made her pay the taxes, you can pay her back for access to the shop. After Icthlaren's Little Helper, if you have a Ghost Speak amulet, you can talk to Clinter to free his soul. After the Lost Tribe, you can pick up the brooch again and give it to Mistag. Mistag, in turn, will give you a mining helmet. After making history, you can free Drolak. For this, you also need a Ghost Speak amulet. After the Observatory quest, you can talk to the Observatory assistant and ask his name. After some dialogue, he will give you a free jug of wine. He also mentions Scorpius and his grave. Near the Orania cave is the grave of Scorpius and his ghost. If you talk to him, he'll give you an unholy mold. After Shades of Morton, you can find the Diary of Herbie Flax in the same house as the smashed table on the shelf. You can give this to the apothecary in Varrock for a small amount of Herblore XP. After Zogre Flesh Eaters, you can use a Relisim's Balm on Uglugnar to unlock his shop. It can be any dose, but he gives more GP for the more doses it has. This shop is great for Ironmen because you can buy more Relisim's Balms, as well as achy tree logs for making ogre arrows. After starting the barbarian training, you can get a book called My Notes from Otto. This can be filled with ancient pages which can be obtained by killing certain monsters in the ancient cavern, or rummaging skeletons. You can get a Fossil Island notebook from the Junior Navigator or from your bookcase in your house. The notes are filled by doing various activities around Fossil Island, and by inserting 100 Numulite into a stone chest in the house on the hill for a random chance at any of the pages. After the feud, you can complete the Rogue Trader minigame for access to Elie Morissane's different shops. You can get a chart from the Observatory Professor. And with this, you can talk to Murphy and Port Gazard for a sextant. After this, you don't need the chart, but you do need the sextant in order to get a watch from Brother Kojo in the clock tower. Once you've obtained these two pieces, you unlock the ability to craft them in the highest level crafting table in your house. If you've ever visited the God Wars dungeon, you've probably talked to the knight just outside of the entrance. He gives you notes to give to certification and tells you not to read them yourself. I'll respect his wishes. Besides, the full text is on the wiki anyway. If you lose the notes, you can search his body for more. Giving the notes to certification, he tells you about the God Sword and some interesting lore. At the very end of the Stronghold of Security is a ghost named Soulstun. After talking to him, you can go back to the surface and talk to his sister, the barbarian Litara, and tell her of his fate. Soulstun can also imbue your Skull Scepter so that it won't break when the charges are depleted. That's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed and found this as interesting as I did. There are more cool things on this spreadsheet I could talk about, some of which I might save for another video. I really recommend checking it out or looking up other completionist stuff, especially if you're maxed and feel like you've already done everything, because I guarantee there's a lot more to do in RuneScape, and there always will be things to do because the game is always being updated. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you lovelies next time. Goodbye!